IWM holds a vast archive of unique documents dating from 1914 to the present day. Among the archives that we hold is the original manuscript of the play Journey's End by R.C. Sheriff. Journey's End was based on Sheriff's own experiences as an army officer in the First World War. The story plays out over 4 days, the 18th to the 21st of March 1918, the start of the German Spring Offensive. Here we've got part of the original manuscript of Journey's End, and we can see here that this is scene 1 of Act 3, and this is a particularly nice page to look at because they start by the characters talking about making coffee, and then they carry on, and on the same page they're then talking about the preparations for the trench raid that they're about to embark on. There's a nice bit here where they're talking about when the information has to reach headquarters, and the Colonel says it has to reach by 7 this evening. If we wait till it's dark, we shall be too late.
With trench raids, I mean, as you said, it was one of those regular occurrences, raids and patrols. I mean, every night men would go out on patrol into no man's land to check the wire, just check no Germans were out on patrol coming near the lines. But then also, obviously, with raids, the idea is mainly to go and get information. So the idea is to get into the enemy line quickly, grab prisoners, grab any documents you can get, and get these information sources back across no man's land as quick as possible. I mean, interestingly, in the gallery, in the 1918 section, there's a large board with German regimental shoulder titles.
Right.
And that, again, would have been sort of the information they were trying to get back, because the numbers on the shoulder titles are the regimental numbers. So by taking those, those sort of badges, you could actually tell which regiment was opposite you.
Right.
So those were the sort of things, if it wasn't possible to bring a prisoner back, just grab those off any dead bodies
whatever
actually take those
information
back as well, because it's another information source. And of course, because you're in the confined space of the trench, the idea is to go in with quite old-fashioned hand-to-hand weapons as well. And obviously in the First World War gallery, we've got a whole case full of sort of trench knives and clubs, very sort of nasty-looking things. And you'd normally find that the guys who would be picked for a trench raid, well, actually, a lot of them would actually volunteer, because for a lot of people, this was the excitement, because it's sort of a very boring period of time in the trenches mostly. There's not like large actions and things. So some men sort of pick themselves. And I think in the manuscript, he mentions a particular corporal that he wants to go along. So he's obviously very good at raids. And then he says, go and call for some volunteers. And the chances are there won't be any shortage of volunteers, because some of these guys were actually, even though this is quite a scary thing to do, they were quite up for that sort of fighting.